Return of Princess and her ruby. Long years ago, Zaman was the prince of a small Arab kingdom. He went to a nearby forest with his princess Badora for a camp. After the meals, the princess removed all her jewels to take rest in the tent. When the princess put the jewels beside her, a bird flew down fast and took a jewel with a ruby stone. On hearing the sound of the flying bird, she cried for help, "Allah! My precious stone!" The prince said, "Don't worry. I will surely get it back, dear." He soon hurried towards the direction of the flying bird, which took the jewel. The prince ran very fast as he could. But it was very difficult for him to chase the bird by land. In a few minutes, the bird was far away and finally went out of sight. He said, "What can I do now?" He had gone very deep in the thick forest, and finally he lost the way and stopped there for a while. There he remembered the Princess Badora. He thought, "Allah, my princess was alone in the camp. I shall go back fast to meet the princess." He tried to return back through thorns and thick bushes. At end, he reached the place where he left the princess. But for his shock, there was no princess. So he cried, "Oh my dear Badora! Where are you, dear?" But it was in vain. There was no reply from his wife. Princess Badora had waited for some time there. She was scared by the forest animals. So she wandered here and there and finally came to a kingdom on the other side of the forest. The kingdom was ruled by King Aram. She narrated what happened in the forest. King Aram took pity on her and allowed her to stay in his palace till her husband Zaman rescued her. But Zaman was wandering here and there and came to a beautiful garden. He was very tired and could not walk too. So he wanted to take rest in the garden for a while. He sat under a shadow of a big tree at the top. Some birds were fighting with each other. He saw keenly what they were trying to snatch from the other bird. To his wonder, one bird dropped something from her beak. When it came down, it glittered brightly. Zaman jumped quickly and picked up the glittering object before the birds tried. On seeing the object, he shouted in joy, "Here is my wife's ruby, I am very lucky. Oh, God!" and put it in his bog. But he felt sad because he missed his Badora and could not find her anywhere in the forest. After some days, Prince Zaman reached the kingdom of King Aram. There he came to know that a new princess had arrived to their palace some days ago. He prayed, "Oh God, it shall be the Princess Badora." He wanted to find the princess in disguise. So he disguised himself as a merchant, and took a jar of honey to the King Aram's palace. There he dropped the ruby stone in the jar of honey and asked a guard to present it to the new princess only. The guard gave the jar to the new princess. The princess asked her servant to pour the honey into a pot. To her surprise, she found the ruby stone in the jar, which was stolen by the bird in the forest. As she found the ruby, she shouted in joy, "Oh, my ruby!" Asked herself, how did the merchant get her ruby? Soon the princess ordered her servant to bring the merchant to her. Immediately they brought the merchant before the Princess Badora. On seeing the walk and face of the merchant, she identified her prince and said, "Oh Prince, are you in disguise?" The Prince Zaman cried in joy, "Oh Princess, my Badora!" Soon both of them met the King Aram, and the prince described the past incidents to him. King Aram sent them with greetings to their kingdom. Zaman's sincere effort was fruitful. The princess got her ruby and the prince got his Princess Badora.